Fitchburg Public Safety and Human Services for November 22nd, 2022. This is held in the City Hall in the Jeannie Seelig Room, notably our first female mayor. Call to order. Attending tonight, all three members, Alders Strassman and Allen, and myself. Public appearances for non-agenda items, we do not have any tonight. So, in our consent agenda, 3 Alpha and Bravo, we have the approval of the minutes from October 25th and the approval of routine licenses, operator license report. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
So, second.
Okay, moved by Strassman, second by Allen. I'll note that the routine licenses, there are 5 new ones, 1 for Baroque and 4 for the new Quick Trip. Okay. Any questions? Then we'll call the vote. All in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
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 Motion, consent agenda is approved. Next, we have approval of resolution or ordinance, Resolution R212-22, authorizing the city attorney to petition the Dane County Circuit Court to vacate parkland dedication of Lot 20, the second addition to Fitchburg Research Park, City of Fitchburg, Dane County, Wisconsin. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Strassman. Do we have a second? I think we have to second this. You have seconded, Jay?
Sure.
Okay, second by Allen. We have Scott Endel from Parks, who is going to speak to this resolution here.
Thank you, Dave. As the city continues to pave the way for a potential police station at the corner of Fish Hatchery and Lacey, what this resolution authorizes is Valerie to petition Dane County, the Circuit Court, to vacate the parkland dedication. And actually, this is more of a land use. As I understand Agora, when they created their development, they indicated that on the corner there would be parkland. And I know one of the questions that the Park Commission did have when this came before them was whether or not this land was dedicated as part of a development, a residential development, but then Deanna in planning did confirm that this was not parkland that was dedicated as part of a development, if you would. It's just basically Agora land use, identified it as parkland. So as I mentioned, this is one of the steps in trying to, allow for the potential placement of the new fire station on this parcel.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Alder Allen, I think you would like to speak to this. Am I guessing right?
Well, I'm just not sure I support this. I'm not sure I support this as the correct location for a new police station. And I'm really unclear as to how this transpired, what appears to be very quickly, because I don't remember us having a discussion about putting a police station at this location. When did that happen?
I haven't been involved with that discussion. Alder Strassman, have you?
No.
So, I mean, since between our collective ignorance, Shannon's been here longer and she doesn't remember this. So that means that there at least 3 years have transpired with no discussion about putting a police station there. I do remember being told many years ago that this property could not be built on because of the location of the water table. So I'm not sure that I'm at a point where I want to support vacating it as parkland until I have a lot more information than what is currently in front of me. I don't know that I want to have the city attorney spend money on that without spend time and money doing that without having a lot more information than what's been provided to me at this point.
Tracy, did you want to say something? Did I hear you?
No, I just wondered if maybe dedicating this as a different type of land use so that other things potentially be built on it is maybe the census behind it, and maybe not necessarily a police station, but just the first stage is to change what the parkland is, the dedicated parkland is. Scott, I don't know if you know about that or not.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate, Tracy, that, they're keeping options open, if you would, or trying to create some options, for a potential, as I mentioned, a potential new police station. I don't know for sure where it's going to go, but I know this may be one of the areas that they're potentially considering.
Shannon, you would like to?
Well, I was just wondering, I mean, I'm thinking with Jay, if there's a question with water table and some other things, I would be hesitant to even go through with this, until we get some questions asked. Because I would have assumed that before they go and, rename the property or that they kind of figure out if it can be built on first.
I concur, guys have kind of convinced me, I think we all know a fire, or a new police station is inevitable, as much as I'd like to find some way to avoid it.
Right.
I think it's coming, and I believe it makes sense to have it as close to here as possible, but, whether this is suitable or not, Jay raises a good issue, seems like I recall a certain number of times where there's been water at that location, at that
Oh,
corner.
yeah, and that, I was here when that property was dedicated for parkland, and the reason it was dedicated for parkland was because we were told it couldn't be developed
Okay.
because of the water issues. And I can't believe that with the additional flooding issues we have in other parts of the city, that the water issues have gotten any better.
Yeah.
So, my presumption is that nothing's changed. I remember when we were talking about where to put the library, that was one of the spots to be considered. And then that was taken off the table because they just said the water issues were going to be too great. So I don't see this as being the right location. The other thing is, and this is getting the cart way before the horse, but I'm not the one who put police station into this resolution. So, that someone else put that in there, but our discussion about a future police station was always that it would be further north where more of the activity is, because the bottom line is this location, this civic campus location that we've created out of thin air, you go a half a mile down Fish Hatchery Road and you reach the power line, and that is the end of the area where we're going to be developed because we can't gravity sewer south of the power line.
Yeah.
So to put the police station at what is close to the furthest end of the periphery of the service area just doesn't make any sense to me. And it had been talked about for years and years and years that a potential police station would be placed further north. So I don't know why this is coming up now, why it became a direct referral, why it needed to have action done on it right away, without having any of that discussion done. And I mean, until we know whether anything can be built there, because I was always told that it couldn't be, I don't see any reason to have the city attorney spend time on this with all the other things we have going on.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, good comments. All right, any other, Scott, let me ask you this. I don't believe there's anything time sensitive on this if it didn't happen this month. I'm not perceiving that there's any, this is really a critical time element that we couldn't get some answers, before this decision.
Boy,
I'm putting you on the spot here. I'm sorry, yeah.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I know it just
Fair enough.
to the park commission to make sure that they were okay, that, the parkland they're fine with it, and the council and the policymakers, they can, decide what they'd like to do. It's just really that the park commission is fine with with, you know, utilization of this property for other things other than parking.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's call the vote then. All in favor of resolution R 21222?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I want to make a motion to table this indefinitely.
Well, do you want to vote on it? It might be voted down.
No, I want to table it, because if
Okay.
we need to, we can take it off the table at a
All
later
right.
date.
All right, fair
I
enough,
just,
Jay.
I don't
Fair enough.
even feel like I have enough information to just say no.
All right, so we have a motion from Alder Allen to table resolution R 212-22. Do we have a second? Second. Okay, so, motion before us is to table. Vote on that, all in favor of tabling resolution R 212-22 to date uncertain, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. This resolution is tabled. Okay, thank you. Good discussion. Announcements, our next meeting is December 13th, 2022. If you can't make it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Alan. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you, Tracy.